Snow mix 80% likely. Again, little to no snow accumulation expected. And on Monday, rain and snow likely before 5 p.m. Ending as snow, mostly cloudy, high of 41 Monday, windy, and new snow accumulation of less than a half an inch is possible on Monday. Tuesday, sunshine and 45. Wednesday, sunshine and 50. Thursday, a partly sunny sky with a high of 49. Thursday night, rain and snow is likely, mostly cloudy, overnight low of 34. And on Friday, rain is likely, partly sunny with a high of 49 degrees. Currently outside our Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio here on Park Avenue in Woonsocket, it's 45 degrees.
The business of the day is taking the weekend off, but be sure to be listening in on Monday for the next ON Radio Business of the Day.
ON Radio.
Good morning and welcome to the Cheap Seats with Pat and Kevin, Rhode Island's only local sports talk show on Saturday mornings. I'm Kevin Callahan and joined by my co-host Pat Holland. Good morning, Pat. Welcome back.
Yeah, it's good to be in studio.
In studio. We got all of us back. I'm not in the car. You're not at home. We're all back here in Woonsocket. This is great. I do want to take this moment thank Dave Richards. 2 weeks ago was running the controls here while I was in North Carolina. You were at home, and last week Brother Joe filling in ably. I don't know if he was any good. He was all right. My brother Joe sitting in the captain's chair, making sure that we were up and broadcasting, getting the show on the air. So want to thank both Dave and Joe for that, and for all the technology that Dave had done the last couple of weeks to get you up and running from home, which was great.
Right, he came back to this.
And that's good. That's good. So it's all right. So it was a very emotional week, as many people around here are aware, with Mr. Dorgan scoring the game-tying goal. We're going to go to the phone lines right now. We're going to go to Brendan McGarr, who was there, and he's got a story that I don't know if a lot of people are aware of in relation to Colin Dorgan. So let's go to the phone lines. And Brendan, are you there?
He's already there. You probably just shut off.
No, Brendan, are you there? Is it on? Hold on, Brendan.
I had them all locked in already.
Oh boy!
All you had to do is turn up the lights. Now you put them on hold. Let's do this.
Okay.
Boop. Boop.
All right, Brendan, are you there?
Good morning, gentlemen.
All right, Brendan, you were on, and I put you on hold, and now you're back on again. So working out the kinks, as I've been away for a couple of weeks from the control table.
You're going through your spring training phase right now.
Exactly. Thank you. Thanks for the warmth there. All right, so Brendan, you were at the AMP last a couple days ago when Blackstone Valley Prep storybook ending. 4 overtimes over Lincoln High School, coming back from 2-0 to win 3-2. Colin Dorgan scoring the game-tying goal. The story makes national news. We were chatting about it yesterday. I mean, we're talking the Today Show, Good Morning America, everything. But you have a story, and I remember reading about it in one of your tweets this week as well. A story about a jersey that was presented to him by you, I believe, that might not have got the same type of play. Can you tell us a little bit about that, please?
Yeah, absolutely. And it goes back to the day of that horrific incident at Lynch Arena, and walking up there that day, and going to the press conference and things like that. I was, it made me think of some of the more notable people that have skated at Lynch Arena. And one person I thought of immediately was Dave Gosher, who is currently the television play-by-play voice of the Vegas Golden Knights. People around here probably remember him being the radio voice of the Providence Bruins and then the Boston Bruins. His iconic call of the 2011 Stanley Cup Final, notwithstanding.
Right.
And I reached out to Dave, and I was kind of talking about him, and I wanted to get his memories. I also talked to Keith Carney actually as well. Another well-known Pawtucket alum who played at Lynch Arena as a youngster before going on to great things in the NHL, and just wanted to talk to them about why that arena meant so much to them and how heartbreaking it must have been to see that building cast in a different light. And I started to put 2 and 2 together, thinking that this Blackstone Valley Schools team, they wear the same logo as the Vegas Golden Knights, and didn't want to, intrude in any copyright infringement and kind of bring any lawsuit potentially on the table, but I mentioned to him maybe it'd be nice if you guys, me and the Vegas Golden Knights, did something to benefit this Blackstone Valley Schools team, and in particular Colin Dorgan, for everything that he went through. And, to Dave's credit, we talked about it, and next thing you know, Tuesday night, the night before the Division II final against Lincoln, I'm going into my condo, and I see this package, and I open up, it's a signed Vegas Golden Knights jersey with a letter from Dave Gaucher to Coach Labrizzi and a certificate of authenticity, and I was, blown away by this, and completely that we were able to kind of pull this off. And next thing you know, I'm going to the dollar store to get a gold bag because it's a
We're
gold
spending
jersey.
the big bucks, Brendan. Huh?
spending the big bucks, and put it in. I tied it up, and I'm carrying this bag into the Beacon Mutual Pavilion on Wednesday. And I kind of told the Interscholastic League, I gave them a heads up saying, hey, I got this jersey and everything like that, and I want to present it to them during the post game because the league said that they were going to go to the same press room where PC Basketball holds their post game press conferences. And I got this bag sitting next to me during the game. I'm up top where the hockey press box is, and you're not supposed to root for anybody in this thing, guys. But all of a sudden, you get to the third period, you're down 2-0, and you kind of resign to the fact that, well, you might be doing this after a loss, but you think to yourself, well, it's not really a loss in the sense that this team has overcome incredible odds just to kind of get to this game anyway.
Right.
But what a storybook finish! And then all of a sudden you're sitting there at the end. I'm sitting there in the front row of the press conference in the far left, and I'm like, well, guys, before you get off the stage, I got one more little thing for you. So I'm walking up the steps, and they put this gold bag right in front of them, and I said, open this up, and Colin actually struggled for a couple minutes to open it. I blame myself because I guess I tied it a little too tight for him.
Oh,
but and he's lifting it up, and he sees this Vegas Golden Knights jersey, and I think one of the other his teammates said, "Well, that's a lot nicer than the ones that we got." And I explained to him about how this jersey is from the Vegas Golden Knights, Dave Gaucher, a Pawtucket native, and everything. And then Coach Labrizzi talked about how because Dave Gaucher asked for Coach Labrizzi's number to kind of talk to him, and they talked on Tuesday. I guess he knew that this jersey was coming, but I don't think the rest of the kids did.
Right.
And it was all of a sudden, it was kind of like a good closure moment, at least in that instance. That it speaks to how tight knit the hockey community is. It's almost like a bench long, if you want to call it that. So a team from Vegas, who could have made a stink about maybe wearing the same logo as them and everything. We've seen stories of how some teams that they come out with a logo and it's like that's a little bit fishy. But Dave Gaucher told Coach Labrizzi he has not heard boo that they wear the same logo.
Oh, good.
Because of and so that was great to hear. And I waited for Coach Labrizzi to get off stage, and the only question I had to ask him is, what are you going to do with the jersey? And he said, it's fitting. You just got to give it to Colin.
It's fantastic. You're right about the hockey community. Whenever there's any tragedy that's happened, you see the sticks that go out on people's front steps, and you just hear stories of the hockey community, how everyone just comes together on things like this. And like you mentioned, Brendan, you're going 2,000 miles away to the Vegas Golden Knights, and for Dave Gaucher to get the team and how quickly that came together. I mean, you must have talked to him, and he must have got that jersey signed within minutes and packaged and sent out to you.
Well, the date of the certificate of authenticity was March 11th. So it's we're talking like a week's time because we talked about this originally. They were still the NHL was still on their Olympic break, and when the Vegas Golden Knights resumed play, I think they had one game in Los Angeles, and they were flying across the country for an East Coast trip. They were going to start in Washington because Jack Eichel and that group, I don't think they made the trip. It didn't make sense for them to go to the White House for their for the ceremony, fly out to Los Angeles for one game, and then fly back to D.C. So they just said, we'll just meet you guys in D.C. when you guys come east. So for them when they finally got home, for them to pull this off, it was incredible on Dave's end because when you get back into the grind of a season, it's almost like you lay something like, and I used to see this with the Paw Sox all the time. They would lay maybe a jersey on the table and please sign it.
right,
so to speak, and you never know. And to everybody's credit, on that Vegas Golden Knights roster, they signed this jersey. It was, given to whoever to go ship it. I still actually have the shipping label. I'm actually going to keep that because that's my own little personal keepsake from all this.
Absolutely.
But it just spoke to how much this story resonated with so many people. And, for somebody like Dave Gosher, who skated there, as a youngster and then went to Tolman High School, it hit extra close to home. And I think, for him to do what he did and were able to pull this off, it was just incredible. And it was so rewarding, at least from my end, to go up there after they won, maybe in the fashion they did. A storybook ending, being down 2-0, Colin Dorgan scoring the tying goal with 30 seconds left, and then quadruple overtime. It just, you can't make it up. And, and actually there were ESPN cameras there because I believe they're going to do an E60 special in conjunction with a Stanley Cup final. They'll be very interested to see what kind of, footage they glean from that and put it all together.
Wow.
Yeah, just tremendous. And the only thing I'd point out is, I watched the press conference. Just the maturity of this young kid, after going through what he's gone through, was just incredible to see. I try to think back to when I was his age, and I don't even think I'd be able to deal with, being put out there in front of the media, let alone have what happened to him happen, right? So just a tremendous young kid who seems to be mature well beyond his age.
Absolutely, Pat. I mean, that's an excellent point. I just feel like maybe today's kids, because of social media, a lot of their lives are out there. So they're kind of comfortable maybe in my generation and even your guys' generation in terms of, speaking in public like in the fashion like they did.
Yeah, no, it's they're a lot more comfortable. I thought the same thing. Like, wow, does he seem composed after winning for one, and then just being in front of all those cameras, and then just several weeks earlier what happened. So, all right, Brendan, we know how busy you've been. So, thank you for taking a few minutes with us this morning in the Chief Seats. We really, really appreciate it.
Thanks, guys, for having me on. Take care.
All right, we'll talk soon. Brendan McGeer from Blackstone Valley Call-In Times, award-winning Brendan McGeer from the Blackstone Valley Call-In Times chiming in. Yeah, contacted him when I saw some of his tweets that he was there. I mean, he's covering everything out there as well throughout Rhode Island. If you don't know Brendan McGeer, just open your eyes. He's out there. Oh, forget to ask. And the other Division I hockey game, LaSalle defeated Hendricken 4-1 to take home the title in that division as well, and that pretty much wraps up the high school sports season here in Rhode Island. So, all right, Pat, you want to head to the campuses, and we'll
to the college campuses we go. In the NCAA women's bracket, number 11 URI put their 28-4 record on the line this afternoon versus number 6 Alabama at 2:30. That game can be seen on ESPN News. UConn men's played yesterday and survived a bit of a scare as they beat Furman 82-71. And the UConn women begin their title defense today at 3 p.m. on ABC as they take on number 16, University of Texas San Antonio.
We're going to go with that, UTSA. I looked it up and forgot it already. It's at 3 o'clock on ABC for sure. Let's get the hockey East for right now. I want to. It's a big segment. I kind of want to get into the college hockey. Everything went on in Hockey East and some of the other matches. I'm going to skip down, finish some of the local things, take a break, and come back. We'll hit some hockey stuff. So locally, again, after beating the Boston Sharks and the Saratoga Racers, the number 7 now ranked New England Lightning of the ABA will head to Buffalo tomorrow to take on the Buffalo Extreme in the regional semifinals. Best of luck to Paul Rogers, who's been a guest of ours here in the Cheap Seats, and his crew as their basketball journey continues. And we hope to have Paul on, I believe he said in April when they're playing for the finals. So good luck to the Lightning.
And the Rhode Island FC opened up their season at home last Saturday, battling Sporting Jacks to a 1-1 draw. They're in Louisville City for a 4 p.m. game this afternoon, which can be seen on Nesson Plus. They return home for 2 home games, Wednesday, April 1st, and Saturday, April 4th, for a mini 2-game homestand. The New England Revolution won their home opener last week 6-1, improving their record to 1-2 on the season. They're in St. Louis tonight. Speaking of the Revolution, congratulations to goalkeeper Matt Turner, who was called up to the U.S. men's national team this week as USA prepares for their World Cup run, which will begin in June.
And they're all set in Foxborough now.
The money came in.
The money came in. And I actually read in my local paper today, FEMA's giving $5 more million to Foxborough and $46 million as a whole to the state of Massachusetts for security and whatever needs to go into the World Cup. So that's good. I did not know where those games were going to be moved to. They're going to get those 7 played in Foxborough. So all right. Forward Joey Abate netted 2 goals in the second period, while defenseman Victor Soderstrom posted a goal and 2 assists to boost the Providence Bruins past the Utica Comets 4-3 last night at the Adirondack Bank Center. Alexis Gendron scored a power play goal, while goaltender Michael DiPietro stopped 19 shots to earn the victory. The PBs return to the AMP tonight, and it's Family Guy night tonight. There's a big picture of Peter Griffin. I don't know what that means, but they'll put their 46-13-1 record to the test tonight against Utica, which they are about 10 or 11 points in front of the second place team. They're easily going to get to 100 points this year, the Providence Bruins.
Yeah, and baseball is in the air. The Worcester Red Sox will open their season Friday afternoon with a 3-game homestand at Polar Park with a 4:05 game versus Syracuse. That series will continue with a 4:05 game next Saturday and a 1:05 game next Sunday.
And all right, so we're up against our first break. When we come back, we want to hear from you. 401-766-1240 is the way to get to your thoughts. We'll wrap up some World Baseball Classic, look ahead to the Sox as they open up their season this year, talk some Bruins, talk some hockey, and then and we'll be back on 1240 AM, 99.5 FM, and winsockeradio.com.
Your certified Buick GMC dealer serving drivers throughout Woonsocket and the surrounding areas is Tasca Buick GMC. At Tasca, you'll find a solid selection of new Buick GMC models, as well as a carefully inspected lineup of pre-owned vehicles. They also have a well-connected finance center run by a qualified team of finance experts who can help you get the right loan or lease in a quick, easy, and transparent manner. Tasca Buick GMC, 55 Fortin Drive, Woonsocket. Visit TascaBuickGMC.com. Tasca Buick GMC. You will be satisfied.
When you're ill and need same-day care, remember North Smithfield Urgent Care and Lincoln Urgent Care for affordable and accessible care. You'll always be seen by a board-certified physician who will assess the problem and make you feel safe and reassured. Check their websites for convenient patient and medical forms, which you may fill out before the visit. North Smithfield Urgent Care, 594 Great Road, North Smithfield, 768-3400. And Lincoln Urgent Care, 2 Wake Robin Road, Lincoln, 333-9595.
If you want your yard to be the envy of the neighborhood, then you need to contact Rosato & Sons of Westboro. They've been turning outdoor visions into reality across Massachusetts for more than 37 years. From custom patios, walkways, and outdoor kitchens to low-maintenance water features and landscape lighting. Looking for routine lawn maintenance, irrigation, or seasonal color? Rosato & Sons has you covered. They are a full-service landscaping firm doing it all in-house for unmatched quality and reliability. When you're ready to elevate your outdoor living, visit rosatoandsons.com to request your free estimate. Rosato & Sons of Westboro, where beautiful landscapes aren't an expense, they're an investment.
ON Radio.
And welcome back to the Cheap Seats with Pat and Kevin here on WOON 1240 AM 95.5 FM. And you can watch us on winsockeradio.com and on ON Worldwide on YouTube. So tune in and see us as we're all back in studio. So a couple things that we put off. Hockey, like I know a couple of people that were at the hockey semifinals last night. Big time of year, and there's a lot of hiccups. There's only 16 teams that make the NCAA tournament, and one of the teams is going to be Bentley when they win their game tonight against Sacred Heart. So there's really only 15 teams because they're going in. They're going to win. I guess the goalie's really good. You know, I'm not a gambling man per se, but maybe I will be for that game tonight. I don't know. We'll see. So Merrimack continues their run. They had the big upset last week over Providence. They continue with a 2-0 win over UMass Amherst. I believe that pretty much eliminates UMass Amherst from any tournament competition. They'll take on UConn tonight for the Hockey East Championship. By my opinion, UConn needed overtime to get past. UConn needed overtime to get past Boston College last night to win 4-3. That pretty much eliminated Boston College, which could be good news for the Bruins, and we'll get to that in a few minutes, from entering the tournament as well. The way I see it now, if UConn loses tonight, I don't think they make the tournament. They're number 13 in the National Power Index, which is the great indicator of who makes the tournament. And it's usually the top 16. But like in basketball, you got your automatic qualifiers. And again, Bentley or Sacred Heart. There's also another team, we'll get to it in a second, that is going to throw a potential monkey wrench into the situation as well. So are you under that assumption too? If UConn loses their bounce tonight?
Yeah, I think they know that. I mean, there is a scenario that they could squeak in with a loss, but I don't think the Hockey East is getting 3 teams.
I don't think so. They're getting Providence. Yep. Providence is right now they're number 8, which will get them a number 2 seed. And instead of maybe going to Worcester, the rumor is that they might go to Albany. 2 seed, 3 seed, not that big of a deal. It's just a difference if you wear a light jersey or dark jersey. You get you have to put your stick down first on the face-offs if you're the away team. That's about it. So, all right. So, UConn loses. They will need help to get in. As mentioned, Sacred Heart will take on number 20 Bentley for the Atlantic Hockey Championship in the automatic qualifier. They'll send just the one team. In the Big Ten, here's the other little squeaky wheel here. The number 19 Ohio State will take on number 1 Michigan for that conference championship at 8 o'clock. Should Ohio State pull the upset, that hurts Connecticut as well. So that could be a problem because Ohio State's not going to get in without winning the tournament. In the CCHA, number 15 St. Thomas takes on number 16 Minnesota State tonight. Winner gets in. And then you get number 13 Augustana, who's sitting there again like a UConn. Waiting to see what happens. Again, going back to Ohio State, if they win, if Merrimack gets in, teams like UConn, Augustana are going to be out. So it gets a little dicey for these teams that didn't do enough in November and December to win some games to get in.
And honestly, that's the way it should be.
Absolutely.
I mean, I think as the sport grows and they start adding more D1 hockey teams, they'll expand a little bit. But I don't want to ever see it like college basketball is crazy right now.
Right. I've never liked the 68.
Yeah.
When they did that, I don't want to see 76 or 92 or whatever they're talking about. I'm very happy with the 16 teams. I like this type of conversation. Boston College doesn't deserve to be in. They're number 18 in the country right now.
Yep. And they lost down the stretch when they needed to win.
Exactly. So over in the ECAC, Princeton beat Cornell 3-2 in the semifinals. They'll face Dartmouth tonight, who beat Clarkson. Princeton is another team that, should they win, could hurt UConn, Augustina, because Dartmouth will be in as win or lose from the ECAC. Princeton, they're not getting. If they lose, they're not going to get in. And then lastly, the NCHC, the best conference in college hockey this year. Number 6 Minnesota Duluth will take on number 4 Denver tonight. I think Denver won in double overtime last night. Both teams are already in the tournament, as is Western Michigan and North Dakota from that conference. And currently, as mentioned, the Providence Friars are number 8. They should grab a number 2 seed in their bracket. And congratulations to Coach Providence College coach Nate Lehman for winning Hockey East Coach of the Year. So PC and all these teams, and you as well, can find out all their fates tomorrow at 3 o'clock on ESPNU as they break down all the brackets. And there is a regional bracket up in Worcester this year. And traditionally they do send an East Coast team to Worcester to help sell tickets, and they haven't been shy about promoting that fact. You never see that in basketball, but in hockey, they'll send some local teams there. So hopefully Providence can get a Worcester seed, so it's a little bit easier to get to than Albany. But exciting time of year. I know you like this time of year as well with the college hockey. It's fun. It's a fun time of year.
Yeah, and there's been some discussion about changing the format to at least the first couple rounds being held at the higher seed home So we'll see where that goes. I think that would be huge.
I think they did that a long time ago. But then I personally, I do like the regional sites, only for, like, say Providence gets the highest seed. As much as I love them to be at home, I know the Providence market gets more than 3,000 people, which is the seating capacity at Schneider. If a home game is the AMP or the Civic Center, whatever you want to call it, Dunkin' Donuts Center, that's fine with me if you want to do it that way. Same thing with, like, the Conti Forum in Boston College. Should they get a home game, you want to move it to the Garden. I don't want to limit the ticket sales.
The issue is the regional sites aren't being filled.
Yeah, they're doing better. They're doing better in the East than they are elsewhere in the country.
Yeah, so I think that's and a lot of these coaches and players will tell you they'd rather play, even if they have to go on the road, they'd rather play in somebody's barn.
Yeah.
Where they get max capacity and an atmosphere. But
and I'm with you. I mean, 3,000 seat Schneider or 6,000 seat Agganis Arena at BU, 8,000 at Conti, packed, banged out. It sounds and looks so much better than the spacious AMP or the spacious Garden if you can't fill it. Again, the Civic Center, now I am showing my the AMP does a good job. Worcester traditionally does a pretty good job, but you'll tune into some of these other tournament regionals, and it's sad because the hockey hotbeds out in the Midwest, and they don't fill as well.
Yeah, I mean, even out here. I mean, I've gone up to Manchester, and it's like, where is everybody?
Yeah, and I've been to the Frozen Four many times. You do have to get your Frozen Four tickets in advance, but I've told people, no, just go up to the door. You'll get tickets, no problem. Yep. Face value ticket window. You don't need the old days scalpers. I don't even know what new scalping is now. I guess StubHub or something. I don't know. So all right, so transitioning to keeping it with hockey, we want to hear from you as well. 401-766-1240 here in the Cheap Seats. I wasn't disappointed to see Boston College lose last night. Selfishly, I do root for BC in hockey in pretty much all sports. Providence is my number one, but I have no problem rooting for Boston College as well. The Boston Bruins have 6 prospects on BC, most notably Letourneau, and then even more so James Higgins, who led Hockey East in scoring this year, averaged just about a point a game. I think he's a plus 20, plus 30. He's got a real good plus minus. I'd like to see him in Detroit tonight.
I sent a text to my brother and a couple of my buddies. I said, I hope Don Sweeney's there right now with a contract waiting for him to get off the ice.
Absolutely. I mean, sorry you lost. Want to join us in Detroit? Here's a number for you.
And Letourneau had he had 2 goals last night.
Yeah.
He had a great turnaround season after his freshman year. Where I think he only put up 3 points. He had 30 something.
Last year he was. Yeah, we were questioning a year ago. And then he turned things around tremendously this year, and that would be. I'd love to see Higgins and Letourneau. No need to go back to BC.
Right.
The Bruins could use you right now as well. And then with hockey, should we take a break? Let me finish my hockey thought anyway, and we can continue after the break. They had 3 road games before destroying Winnipeg. I'm very, very much conflicted on that. They should have won all 3. They lost 2 of the 3. They went to overtime all 3. They took 4 out of 6 points, which is good, but they lost 2 of the 3. They haven't won but 1 game, and that was the shootout against Washington last week, since January on the road. So they're one of the best home teams, which is great, but on the road, they can't win. They're fighting for one of the last playoff spots, which means the opening round series is 4 out of 7 are on the road. I don't know how to feel about this Bruins team.
Yeah, I mean, you hope they can get that out of their system beginning tonight. They're in Detroit tonight, which is a huge game. 8:00 on Nesson.
No, I think it's on ABC.
Oh, is it
It's a nationally televised game tonight. Yeah,
trying to go head to head with March Madness.
Yeah, oops.
Maybe. Right. But yeah, I mean, I do like the way they've been playing. I'd like to see them start to lean on Swayman a little bit more.
Oh, we said
down
this
the stretch.
at the beginning of the year. We thought we needed Swayman. All right, let's go to the phone lines and see who's in the cheap seats with us. And welcome to the cheap seats with Pat and Kevin.
Good morning, Kevin. Good morning, Pat.
Hey, good morning, Moose. What's going on?
Moose, I
Well,
hope you're calling to talk about hockey because that's what we're talking about.
Absolutely.
All
Exactly my first topic that I want to speak about. And like you just mentioned, they're playing the Red Wings tonight. And they're exactly dead even. And they even have the same record right
Yep.
to the game.
Yep.
They both have this exact same record. I think it's 38, 23, and 8, something like that. I'm not sure. But both
Sounds
with
right.
the same amount of points.
Yes.
And Columbus lurks right there.
Well,
And
Columbus
they have
had
a
that.
game.
Columbus had that huge winning streak about a month ago that got them right back into everything.
Look, anything can happen. They could easily be on the outside looking in.
Right.
And as I said, Columbus is right there, and they have a game in hand.
Yes.
Well, we got left like 14 games, guys, something like that.
Yeah.
14 games, something like that. But what I also wanted to talk about with hockey is the setup they have, the playoff setup. I don't particularly care for you guys. This is what I'm referring to. They take the top 3 teams in each division, no matter what the points they have, and the other 2 are filled by wild cards.
Right.
So you could have a team that finishes 3rd in the division, either way, either Metropolitan or the Atlantic, right, and have more points than a wild card team, and they're going to be in the playoffs, and a wild card team won't.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Because they finish lower in the division.
the NHL's always tinkered with their playoff schedule. I mean, you remember, the Bruins have had nightmares playing the Canadians in the Stanley Cup, and now they're in the same division with each other. I mean, so they switch conferences. They've always tried to mix and match how they do their playoffs anyway. This year one conference is better than the other conference, so I mean that
I
happens.
think it should be the top 8 teams. Period.
I mean, right now, the way it's set up in the West, Utah is a wild card, but they have more points than Vegas and Edmonton, who are
In the other division.
they're in the Pacific Division, and they have
That's
the 2
right.
and 3.
Right.
Yeah. Why don't they just simplify it and put the first top 8 teams?
That would be too easy.
They're trying to make division rivals still a thing. You still play more games against your division rival than you do in other teams in your conference, and they still want to make it a way that you still play the Western Conference. That's why you saw Winnipeg in here the other night. That way you get to see Nathan McKinnon or Connor Bedard or whoever the start Leon Draisaitl, although he's out for a while for the other teams.
I understand the theory that they're putting forth,
Right.
but it's not fair to teams, and say, look, we got more points. We got more points than these guys who are not making the playoffs.
Well, I mean, it happens in the
NFL.
NFL. It happens in the NFL too. Every once in a great while, you get back in the 16-game season. You had a 7-9 team win their division. They made the playoffs, and remember the year with Matt Castle with the Patriots. They went 11-5 and got bounced from the playoffs. I mean, it happens sometimes.
It's not the same format. This is 3 teams from each division.
Right.
In the NFL, you got your divisional winners, and then you have your wild cards at random from anywhere within the conference.
Right. But
not in hockey. I don't like that format, guys. I don't care for that format at all.
They are talking about changing it. I think there's potential to add 2 more teams within the next couple of years, and then they'll change it to like more of a conference. It'll be conference play.
Has this been brought up, or is just
there's been talks.
There's
ongoing.
always talks,
nothing.
and I mean NBA's in talks too of expanding. They're talking Vegas and bringing back the Supersonics to Seattle. Yeah, so we'll see if that happens. But it's you just happen to have one of those years, Moose, too. With the Western Conference is just down. I mean, their top teams are good. I mean, Minnesota's 3rd in their division, and they're the 3rd best team in the conference. It just happens to be one of those years this year.
Their setup, but it's their setup. Well, anyway, hopefully they can revise that and go back to the 8-team theory. within the entire conference instead of
and they might
divisional stuff.
And that's what's good about the NHL too. I always give them credit. They're always tinkering around with something. Don't forget they had the blue puck, on Fox TV back in the 90s. They're always doing something. They'll tinker around with it. They'll see what works. They don't want teams that should have been making the playoffs not making it, and they don't want teams that aren't good making the playoffs.
I'm just surprised they don't simplify. Say, look, they got more points than the other team. They're not making it. Well, that's not quite fair, is it, to them?
Yeah.
But, and one more quick thing, just to change the subject, is about this new rule that's been adopted in Major League Baseball with the ball and strike challenge. Do you guys approve of that?
I'll let you go first, Pat, because I have thoughts on it.
I'm going to tell you. If you want to counter first, or I'll just say this: first of all, it takes out the error of human element.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So, suppose it comes down to the World Series in the last pitch, and it's a quarter of an inch that the ball's a strike.
Swing the bat.
The ball. And that's it.
No! All right, hold on, Moose. Go ahead, Pat.
Being an umpire myself, I don't agree with
too.
it. And I think you're 100% right. The human element is part of the game. It always has been. When you're talking about a fraction of a millimeter in some cases, I mean, certainly there are. I mean, I've seen a few that obviously those are the ones that you see where you get a ball right down the middle. I don't approve of it.
I don't either.
Yeah, and I think they talked to either Crochet or another pitcher, and he was like, "Hey, listen, I'm not an umpire, and I'm not out here to try to call balls and strikes. My job is to throw it, and if they call it a ball, then it's a ball."
That has nothing to do with him, so he can have a convenient answer. But if you're an umpire, which he's not. So you just can bypass that question and just throw something out. Yeah. But if you're an umpire, there's a lot of things with umpiring. I umpired a lot too. I played a lot, but Little League, softball, both. And it's the positioning of umpires, the way they stand behind the plate. Now, since you're an umpire, we can continue this at another time because I don't want to go too much, is the positioning of the stance behind the catcher.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I always thought that you should be either poking your head between the batter and the catcher.
You should be in the slot.
Yeah.
You should not be directly behind the catcher. Period.
No, I mean, the way they teach it is you should be in the slot so you can see the outside
in the slot.
corner.
If there's a left-hander up, the umpire should be on the left-handed shoulder of the catcher. If there's a right-hander up, he should be on the right-handed shoulder so you can get a better view of the entire plate. A better view.
Should be opposite.
Especially with low pitches. If you're umpiring and crouching behind the catcher and you're right behind him, you can't tell if that ball is low or at the knees or missing by an inch or whatever. Yeah. So that blocks you out from that call.
Right.
So you guess.
And that's part of the game is, it always has been, these guys get to know the umpires and what their strike zone is.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's turned into this, well, the strike zone is the strike zone. It's like, yeah, but, back in the day it was, well, this guy, we know he calls the low strike. We know he calls the low outside corner.
It's one of the things we've done with coaches, like, hey, learn the guy's strike zone. Oh, he's calling it letter high.
Consistent.
Make the adjustment. With teams I've coached, you see it right now on deck. You see it's a letter high strike. Swing.
He likes to call high strikes. He likes to call inside strike. Whatever, I know exactly what you're alluding to.
Absolutely.
But that's always bugged me with umpires.
Yeah.
They do not stand correctly behind the catcher to call balls and strikes.
All right, Moose, on that note, we do have to let you go. We have to go to break.
Thank you so much for your time, guys.
Go Sox. All right.
You bet.
All right,
Bye-bye.
talk to you later. The Mighty Moose here joining us on 99.5 FM, 1240 AM, 99 and WhatTalkingRadio.com. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we want to hear from you as well. 401-766-1240, and you can join us in the Cheap Seats.
Since 1948, their motto has been to give every customer the very best in quality service, as well as attention to detail. And that promise continues today at Michaud's Auto Body, a modern 5-stall facility with the latest in technology. Whenever you have time, please check their website at MichaudAutoBody.com and take a short video tour of their modern facility. It's very interesting. Michaud's Auto Body on Privilege Street, Woonsocket, a second-generation family business. 769-1983. Woonsocket Door Sales can handle any kind of door installation, including residential and commercial, paying special attention to your door's infrastructure, such as framework repair, to ensure that your door is firmly in place. Woonsocket Door Sales is a 4th-generation family business, installing and repairing all types of doors. Please visit their website at woonsocketdoorsales.com to see a gallery of door styles, manufacturers, and testimonials from satisfied customers. Woonsocket Door Sales, 767-3448. Call Amy Bebo at 767-3448.
Your certified Buick GMC dealer serving drivers throughout Woonsocket and the surrounding areas is Tasca Buick GMC. At Tasca, you'll find a solid selection of new Buick GMC models, as well as a carefully inspected lineup of pre-owned vehicles. They also have a well-connected finance center run by a qualified team of finance experts who can help you get the right loan or lease in a quick, easy, and transparent manner. Tasca Buick GMC, 55 Fortin Drive, Woonsocket. Visit TascaBuickGMC.com. Tasca Buick GMC. You will be satisfied.
The world-class distributor of all things electrical is Electrical Wholesalers. They are a full-service electrical distributor with branches throughout Rhode Island, Massachusetts, and New Hampshire. Locally, they're at 113 Clinton Street next to KFC here in Woonsocket, with other locations in Cranston and Franklin, Massachusetts. Electrical Wholesalers provides the highest quality service to electrical contractors, as well as residential, commercial, and industrial customers. Electrical Wholesalers is open Monday through Friday, 7 in the morning till 5 in the afternoon. Visit ew-ne.com. Electrical Wholesalers.
OM Radio.
And welcome back to the Chief Seats with Pat and Kevin. I never answered Moose. I disagree a little bit. I do like the ball strike challenge. Whether they get 2 a game, unless you're right, and I guess you can keep doing it. One thing I did notice, I saw it in spring training ball last year, and I swear, by the time the catcher had thrown the ball back to the pitcher, the call had already been either changed, reversed, or upheld. This year, they seem to be making a bigger deal of it so far in spring training. Like, we are now challenging the play on the, and then don't make it a big deal. Just like, okay, we're challenging and it's a strike. Okay, keep it quick. Don't get into football. Don't get into basketball. We don't need a 5-minute review on the pitch. You want to do it in the time that we're doing this. I put my hands over my ears for those people that are listening, not watching. You're doing that, and the catcher, the batter, whoever calls for it, and they throw the ball back to the pitcher. As he's catching, gets the sign, the ball's been reversed. The count's now 1-2 instead of 2-1. So I'm okay with it. I know you're not as an umpire, and I could be swayed towards you as well.
I'm not it's not the end of the world for me.
Yeah.
I just think that if you're going to go in that direction, then get rid of the umpires altogether, right? And have everything be instant replay, or
I don't want that.
Every ball is called by a computer.
Yeah,
right.
I don't want that.
It's easy. I mean, I've seen quite a few this season so far that are literally right down the middle of the plate, and they call it a ball, and they go to review, and it's you can't be that far off.
No, it's
yeah, I don't know who the umpires are. You got to remember, spring training, some of these guys are minor league or just starting to come through the system.
Yeah, they're getting their chance. Like you see a single A player getting a chance playing at JetBlue Park.
Yeah.
The umpires are the same thing, getting their chance. They're going to make their mistakes. They're good.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see as we go into the regular season how this starts to play out. And my guess is that there's not going to be many.
The umps, usually, I think they're 97, 98%. Yeah. And when they miss, they're not missable. Yes, of course they're going to have 1 or 2. And the umpire usually owns it. Hey, that's on me. And the batter and the catcher and the pitcher are like, yeah, we know, we got it. And you have your bad games and good games, but it's part of the game. They'll never get replaced because I think you still need the umpire calling people out or safe at the plate.
Sure.
You need to be in position to do that. So Yeah, so I'm not against, but they can't hold up the game. Basketball, it drives me nuts when they're like, "Oh, we got to review this out of bounds play with 7:42 to go in the first half." Like, oh my gosh, it's just taking too long, and it just takes away. Baseball has worked very hard to not take away to make the games a little bit quicker. With their pitch clock and not slow down the pace of the game. So as long as this doesn't slow down the pace of the game, I'm good. I'm good with that. So all right. So speaking of baseball, USA bowed to Venezuela last week, 3-2 World Baseball Classic. Did you watch much of it?
Yeah, I watched the last couple games. So yeah.
Did you like it? Are you in favor of this tournament? Are you?
I like it. I think anytime you bring the countries into the mix, it's a lot. There's a lot more passion and excitement around the game, especially from these other countries. I mean,
Venezuela, Dominican Republic.
They packed the house.
They did. Miami was sold out, or looked like it was sold out anyway. Your thoughts with how the teams reacted? It's very. I wouldn't say old school baseball. It's the opposite. These guys are going crazy they're celebrating like the bananas with the ball,
throwing the bat in the air.
Yeah. Are you in favor of that? Are you against it? Somewhere Mickey Mantle's rolling around in his grave when he sees the way these guys react and celebrate.
Listen, it's such a short blip,
right?
So I'm fine with it. These other guys, they play 162 games, right? If you're going to start throwing the bat on a meaningless home run in
the
March,
fifth inning in March,
then okay.
So because one of my sons was like, "Oh, you don't mind all this?" I'm like, "Nah, actually, I kind of like it."
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd like it in a midseason game on a Wednesday night, to make the score from 11-3 to 11-5. That's a little ridiculous, but you're in the World Baseball Classic, a one and done, an exciting scenario. I was definitely in favor of it. I loved how Venezuela and the fans came out, and
even the players, the passion, the emotion that came out after that game was.
The coach was crying right when they won. So did you hear it was a fake quote from Mark DeRosa, the coach of USA?
No.
After they lost, don't worry, guys, it's a 2 out of 3 series.
Yeah. There's an interesting stat that I saw. Aaron Judge, his career numbers in the World Baseball Classic Finals and World Series: 182 batting average, 333 OBP, 363 slug, 1 home run, 10 strikeouts.
And he after the Bryce Harper home run, he looked at strike 2 down the middle. Strike 3 wasn't off speed, but it was in the middle of the strike zone.
It's like Mr. Not October and Mr. Not All World.
And then you look across the diamond to Boston's own Wilyer Abreu. Someone I said I wouldn't mind trading. However, he steps up and actually the whole Red Sox outfield had a tremendous World Baseball Classic, though Roman Anthony did strike out to end it, but he still had a real good World Baseball Classic. But Wilyer Abreu stepping up in the big moment and hitting the home run when he did, and not shrinking from the stage, whereas the USA team shrunk on the main stage, especially Aaron Judge. I mean, that's the guy. I mean, I've never rooted for him because he's a Yankee.
Right.
But I'm like, after Bryce Harper's home run, I'm like, let's go, Aaron. Now's the perfect time. Let's go back to back. It's 2-2. You got momentum. It's the 8th inning. Here we go. And to look at strike 3, I was, give me a reason not to like him again. Right back with the
Which
Yankees.
is good.
Which
is this season.
It's a very good thing. Exactly. So, all right, let's take a final break. Got a couple more thoughts on the World Baseball Classic. Red Sox are starting this year, and this year they are. They're starting this week, too.
Not this year.
Which is this year. So, all right, we'll be back here. If you have any thoughts on the World Baseball Classic or the upcoming baseball season, give us a call, 401-766-1240. We'll be right back here on 1240 AM, 99.5 FM, and OneSoccerRadio.com.
State Line Service and Tire Center is a third-generation family business that believes in repairing your vehicle properly and efficiently the first time. In addition, they provide a full complement of preventive services like checking batteries, belts and hoses, exhaust, headlight restoration, emission testing, and engine light pop-ups. Their ASE-certified technicians are right up to date with the latest technology. Vehicle problems are their business. State Line Service and Tire Center, 1209 Social Street, Woonsocket, 765-0146.
Bringing over 3 decades of experience to every home improvement project, Moran Corporation, formerly A.J. Moran, combined traditional craftsmanship with modern techniques to deliver results that stand the test of time. Open Monday through Saturday, 7 to 5, Moran Corporation has seasoned firewood for just $165 for half a cord and $300 for a full cord of wood. And what better place to put that firewood than a new fireplace made out of veneer stone with granite mantles. Contact Jack Moran at 781-267-8920 for information about these fireplaces, firewood, and other home improvement ideas, or visit their new website at morancorporation.com. As always, Moran Corporation continues transforming your property with expert hardscaping.
If you're celebrating a major event, regardless of the reason, Michael's Meats of Cumberland can elevate your next meal from ordinary to extraordinary with meats so good your guests will ask you where you got them. Tell them Michael's Meats. Michael's Meats is in the Walgreens parking lot on Mendon Road in Cumberland, just north of the Ciabro Plaza. They're open Monday through Saturday at 9 a.m., making your next meal truly special. Here's this week's specials at Michael's Meats.
And this week's specials at Michael's Meats. He has Italian sausage or patties for $4.49 a pound. He's also taking Easter orders, so give him a call at 401-305-5555. Michael's Meats. And welcome back to the Cheap Seats with Pat and Kevin. It's Red Sox did very well for themselves. Even Garrett Whitlock, I know he got the loss. He pitched very well. Did not shrink from the big moment, and that was a big moment. The fans, it was great. They fed off the heels of the Olympics. It's actually a real exciting time. You like countries against countries. You're going to the Olympics, World Baseball Classic, and World Cup is coming up in, 6 weeks, 6, 7, 8 weeks. Exciting time. Great time for sports. And Pat, you said it too. I mean, country against country. It's such a great format, great tournament. The only thing I would like to see just a little bit different, it's still the pitching. And I get the pitch counts. That's fine. It's more the where was Skubal. I'll give Crochet a bit of a pass in the sense I guess he just had a new baby. I get that. I mean, yay for him. Congrats. But I would have loved to have seen him in the championship game. I would have loved to have seen Skubal not pitch just against England. And why not give another inning somewhere else? I'm not a huge fan of MLB putting such constraints on these guys. I get it, but I think it would have been nice to have seen all the best. I'm not sure where Mookie Betts was. I don't know if he had injuries to deal with. He had another baby. All right, I can't. You
can only do this during the off season.
Exactly, right? They got to plan this effectively. So all right. Well, Pat, you brought some merch in here or something, right? With the Cheap Seats.
The first annual Cheap Seats with Pat and Kevin March Madness. We have 12 people, including us.
Yep.
In this the bracket.
Free bracket.
Free bracket tournament. I think we'll give out the top two. Top two get
not the top 12 because
Cheap Seats with Pat and Kevin hat.
Woohoo!
And
who are our leaders in the clubhouse after the first round?
After the first round, Timmy Callahan.
Hey, all right. LaSalle Zone.
Dennis Kelleher.
All right.
A member of the Hockey Night in Attleboro.
Whose son has been a co-host with us.
Right.
And as well was at the World Baseball Classic the other night.
Yep.
Down in Miami. So good for him.
That's who that was.
That's who that was on that text.
So there's four tied for second, which is Dennis, John Carney, John from Riverside.
From Riverside. Yep.
Owen.
Yep.
Hamo Kelleher. Scott Kingsbury, which I believe he follows us from North Carolina.
All right.
And Chris Moline, who I'm not sure who that is.
Oh.
But we'll find out.
Excellent.
They're all actually no. Chris is tied for sixth.
Oh.
With your lovely wife.
Oh. All right.
Who is doing better than both of us. So I sit in the 8th spot, and Kevin is tied with my good friend Mark McMahon, another member of Hockey Night in Attleboro, for last.
I would like to call that 11th.
But I'm the only one who has Michigan picked to win. So
I do have, I believe, UConn. Did I finally submit the right bracket with UConn?
Yes.
I got 3 brackets out there in Cyber World right now.
So Tim and Dennis both have Duke winning it. John, Owen have Florida. Scott has Arkansas, I believe that is. Outside shot. Although Coach Calipari.
All right.
Like that.
UMass's own.
And
sort of.
Eric Howard has Arizona winning it.
Am I the only one with UConn?
That's it. You're the only one with UConn.
Wow.
Imagine that.
Wait, and
You're such a big Hurley fan.
It kills me to root for UConn.
Yep. So the winners, they say the top 2.
Yeah.
Will get cheap seats with Pat and Kevin hats.
All right.
Maybe we'll throw in a gift card or something as well.
We'll see. All right. So, and is it 32 points per round? Like if you get the champions, that worth 30? You don't know.
I don't know. CBS
updates
Sports does that, so they update it all.
All right.
Too much for me to figure out.
So, I wasn't able to watch much yesterday of the tournament between work and my son's games on maybe the coldest day ever. I've been out for a doubleheader in baseball. But I was able to watch Thursday night, and I want to give a shout out to old friend Phil Martelli, for the Bryant University's coach last couple years before this year. Brought Bryant to the America East Championship last year. Got him into the tournament last year. Left Bryant for Virginia Commonwealth University, VCU. For those of you that play the bracket, wanted to know what VCU stood for and why you lost that point on your bracket to UNC. And that's Coach Martelli had VCU, who was down double digits in the second half. I think they were down by as much as 19, and pulled the upset over University of North Carolina. So congratulations to Phil Martelli. Phil Martelli obviously doing a good job at Virginia Commonwealth in his first year down there. And too bad he didn't go to Providence. Oh, and I did read it's unsubstantiated rumors. Yahoo kind of said something about it. I saw another tweet that had like a lot of likes and things. Possible breaking news.
Don't forget, Pat and Joe talked about it last week.
On this particular person?
Yes, we did.
All right.
You listened to the show, which you didn't.
Well, I was watching my kid. I was on assignment in Eastern Florida. South Florida men's basketball coach Brian Hodgson is rumored to not only just become the Providence College men's basketball coach, was rumored to be announced on Monday at a press conference.
I think that would be a good move.
So, by all accounts,
he's from the Northeast. I think I saw an interview with him where he was, I think they played in Buffalo in the first round.
Okay.
And his dad, who suffers from Alzheimer's, was going to be able to see him coach for the first time in person.
Oh, that's so cool.
So it was a very emotional press conference for him, I think, leading into this week.
Yeah. Oh, wow. That's... well, hopefully for Providence, we'll see. So you and Joe talked about it last week. It's looking more and more imminent, I guess, this week, which makes me happy that there's not going to be a Hurley here in Providence, because I heard that rumor as well. I'm like, I just... It's bad enough I picked them in the bracket, but...
You didn't just pick them. You picked them to go all the way.
Well, I think it's more of a Big East bias.
They struggled last night
against Furman. See, every team that wins has that one little almost, and it wakes them up. And yeah, okay.
Who was it? The Santa Clara game? Did you see that game?
Who'd they play?
I don't know.
No.
Kentucky, maybe. Santa Clara hit a 3 to take the lead with 3 point something seconds left. And then the Santa Clara coach was calling for a timeout. They never granted it. Kentucky came back and hit a game-winning hoop.
Did it?
And he brought it up at the press conference. He's unequivocally. I mean, you could see the video. He's literally running up the sideline.
And you are allowed to call the timeout right after the basket. You can't call timeout when you're on defense, but after a made basket, you are allowed to call a timeout.
They didn't grant it, and they lose on a game-winning shot.
Wow.
So
unfortunate. That's very unfortunate. So all right, so the tournament continues. Today the women's tournament opened up today or yesterday? Today. URI is in it as the 11th seed. 28-4 URI. They are the 11th seeds. That's the local interest. UConn women are expected to repeat. There are a few other local women's teams involved. Holy Cross, I think, is in it.
Holy Cross, yep.
And there might be one other. But they're not expected to do well. They're all very low seeds in there as well. Red Sox get underway this week. And one of the big questions on there, we'll look into it more next week because we'll have the answer to this. Marcelo Meyer, starting the year in Boston or going to Worcester? I think he's going to be in Boston, but...
My guess would be he'll be in Boston.
But Cora, every time you think he's doing okay, then Cora throws out a little nugget of...
It's injuries.
Yeah.
He's constantly he missed a couple games in preseason because of an injury.
A leg injury this time. He's recovering from his wrist injury. So we'll see. We'll keep an eye on Christian Campbell, who I suspect him and his $4 million salary will start the year in Worcester. I'll be curious to see what position they have lined up for him as well. So, and then see if we can get Bill Wanless on the show as well with the Worcester Red Sox season starting this week up at Polar Park. So lots of things going on. Pat, welcome back to the studio. This is great. It's so much easier, just talking to you in person. Yes. It's great. I love it. I love the system that was set up. That was great too, but this is even better. So welcome back. We'll keep an eye on A.J. Brown for you, see when he gets traded to the Patriots. He was working out with the Patriots cornerback. Take that for what it's worth.
They were teammates in Tennessee too, but I mean,
friends do work out together. Yeah.
No, well,
yeah.
I watched a show last night where they asked a professional athlete, "Did you ever work out with someone who wasn't on your team?" And he said, "No, it doesn't happen."
It doesn't. Okay, all right, because I didn't know sometimes friends just got together to work out in the off season. So I like it. I want A.J. Brown here.
Yep.
I'm okay with Romeo Dobbs. I know some of the Packer fans aren't necessarily unhappy that he left for whatever reason. He's young. I like that pickup. They're not done. I wouldn't even be surprised to see Stephon Diggs back. I haven't heard any team that's interested in him. So we'll see. So a lot going on this week. Huge Bruins game tonight against Detroit as the season starts to wind down. But we want to thank you for joining us this week in the Cheap Seats with Pat and Kevin. Hope you have a great weekend, everyone, and we will see you next week on WOON 1240 AM, 99.5 FM, and OneSocketRadio.com.
Broadcasting live and local daily from